Hi guys, so today I have a foundation review. I am reviewing the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Cream Foundation that looks like this. For those of you who don't know, your Revlon Colorstay Liquid Foundation is also available in this whipped cream foundation form. Basically both of them are same type of foundations, just that this is in a whipped form, so the consistency of the foundations are different, but otherwise they are pretty much the same. Talk of the packaging first. So this is what the packaging looks like. It comes in this glass jar, so the packaging is very similar to your liquid foundation, but this jar kind of packaging, according to me, is this jar is a little heavy actually, but this is a cream foundation and this is the best kind of form where the foundation can be put in. But as much as I love this foundation, this is not something that I would travel with, for the only reason is this will not only take up space in my makeup bag, it will also make my makeup bag very heavy, which we don't want when we travel, isn't it? So this is what the foundation looks like. Basically this is a whipped foundation. This is not a mousse foundation. This is not something like your L'Oreal Magic Souffle foundation, which is a mousse foundation. I had that foundation also, but I kind of threw it because it got over. So this is basically a whipped cream sort of a foundation, and you can see the consistency is very thick. I'll put it upside down and yet the foundation won't come off. So it's kind of like a set foundation and it's very creamy, and it looks like really difficult kind of a foundation in this jar, but it's so silky smooth foundation, easy to blend, light wearing. And this foundation actually took me by surprise because I wasn't expecting this foundation to be so good. It's one of the easiest wearing foundations, if I should say so. If I touch this foundation, it's kind of really smooth. It's almost like it's kind of like you're touching a form of a jelly, but a little a little more set form than jelly. Jelly is a little, it moves around, but this doesn't. So this is almost like that. It's very soft. It's very soft. I'll swatch it at the back of my hand so you can see. It's so easy. This blends like a dream. It blends like I haven't seen any foundation blend like this before. It's really super easy to blend, and because this is kind of a cream foundation, it's the blending process becomes it's like literally effortlessly it blends. So that's the foundation completely blended. This is kind of one single coverage, so it gives you a pretty much full coverage. I'm wearing it even today, and this is kind of one coverage that I gave myself. I will attach a demo at the end of the video to show you how I apply this foundation, so you can see how I apply this makeup. You get 0.8 fluent ounce or 23.7 ml of foundation in this, and in your liquid foundation you get 30 ml of foundation, so you do get a little bit less quantity of a product, but the price is the same. I paid 875 rupees for this, and I think I paid the same amount for the liquid foundation as well. Yeah, so both of them are 875 bucks, but you get a little product quantity in this foundation. The shade Natural Ochre 180, and there are two more shades available. So you have 320 Warm Golden and 370 Natural Tan. So Natural Tan is the darkest shade and Natural Ochre is the lightest shade. I haven't seen any more shades in this form of foundation. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but these are the three shades available. It's pretty much a mattifying foundation. If you look at my face, I haven't used any setting powder of any sorts, so this does give a very mattifying effect, and also this is meant for all skin types. So if your liquid foundation, like you have two variants, I have the one in oily to combination skin. This basically comes for all skin types, so irrespective of you are dry skin, oily skin, doesn't matter, you can use this foundation. They do mention this to be like a 24-hour foundation, just like your liquid foundation writes 24 hours, this also writes 24 hours. Honestly, I mean, who wears makeup for 24 hours? Not me, at least. So I've worn this maximum for 8.5–9 hours. And as the time passes by, I feel this foundation starts looking very natural on my skin. The moment you just apply the foundation, and you check your face after half an hour even, because the foundation kind of melts in and it blends into your skin extremely well. So I feel this foundation looks better over time. Go to office, you stay for 8-9 hours, and this foundation does last for that long, despite the eating, drinking, sweating and all of that stuff. So this is a pretty good time period for a foundation to last on my skin. And even at the end of the day, before I take my makeup off, my makeup still looks pretty much fresh and pretty much like just applied sort of makeup. So I don't have a problem with that. I really think this foundation does last long. Also, this is talc free and a paraben free foundation. So for those of you who are allergic to these two components in your makeup, this is pretty much a talc free and a paraben free foundation. This foundation does have a foundation-y sort of a smell, and it certainly, this is not an odorless foundation, but this smell in this is nothing that should anybody should have a problem with, I think. But yes, it does have a mild fragrance in it. I find that this foundation works the best if you apply it with your fingers rather than using a brush. I mean, I have used my Sigma F80 brush with this, and there's no problem with that. I'm not saying using a brush gives a problem, but I just find that it works better if we use fingers. So if you are going to use a brush with this, I suggest you kind of use some kind of a spray on, like you spray out something on your face first. Like usually I will spray the MAC Fix Plus before I apply this foundation, so that the blending becomes a little easier. With brush, sometimes I feel the blending takes a little more effort, and it doesn't look as flawless as the result comes when you use your fingers. Only thing that I don't like as regard to usage of this foundation is that every time it's kind of little unhygienic to kind of, you know, dip your fingers in this and then apply makeup. It's something that I don't like doing. It's it's a very good way to spread bacteria that way, especially if you forget to clean your hands. So what I do is I take a spatula and I take out some foundation at the back of my hand first, and then from here I blend it onto my face. So that's the only thing that I don't like about this, is that it's you have to dip your fingers every time and then apply the foundation. Silky smooth textured foundation. It's easy to blend. It just gives you a full coverage, in almost full coverage in the first application. I mean, I don't have any complaints with this. It is also a matte foundation, so even if you sweat, the sweat kind of comes out from the foundation, and then when you dab it with a tissue, you will see the sweat onto the tissue, but you will not see this foundation wear off. So that's a very, very good thing. So overall, I do love this foundation and I do suggest that you try it. Alrighty, so that was pretty much my review on this foundation. Now let's just get on to the demo of how I apply this makeup. And thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, take care and have a wonderful time ahead, and I love you all. Mwah. Bye.